Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelby and today I'm going to be doing my Nightmareathon TBR. In case you guys didn't already know, myself as well as Kendra over at Kendra Loves Books and Jackie over at We Be Bookin', we all three of us are hosting a readathon at the end of October, which is all about thrillers, mysteries, horror novels, and we could not be more excited to host this readathon. I'll link the announcement video down below if you want to hear more about it. We have a group read, we're going to be doing a live show, we have 7 different challenges, and we also have an Instagram dedicated to this readathon. So like I said, I'll leave all the information for this readathon down below, and let's get right into this TBR. The first challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover, and I chose Not That I Could Tell by Jessica Strasser. I believe this is a mystery that is kind of like Big Little Lies. It's about a group of women who all live in the same neighborhood. I think they have a get together one night where they all get together, have some wine, and they leave the children at home with their baby monitors. And I think by the next day, one of these women or one of these children goes missing, and we kind of go from there, and that sounds really juicy and really good. The next challenge is to read a book about murder, and I have 2 different books for this one. The first book is The Drowned Girls by Lorth Ann White, and I've never read anything by this author before, but this book is the start of a detective series that's available on Kindle Unlimited, and I believe it is about a serial killer who is raping and mutilating women, and we're kind of following that investigation to uncover who that person is. And this sounds pretty gruesome, but right up my alley as well. And the second book is Girls Like Us by Christina Alger. I haven't read anything by this author either, but I've heard nothing but wonderful things about this book. As you can tell from the cover, there is crime scene tape, so that leads me to believe there is some murder involved. I know it follows an FBI agent in a string of murders that are happening on maybe Long Island, and we get to follow kind of the FBI agent. So both of them are a little bit detective-esque. One an actual detective, the other novel an FBI agent. But either way, I'm really excited to read both of these. The next prompt is to read a book about something you're afraid of. This is super subjective, but I chose The Whisper Man by Alex North. This one just came out, and it's about a serial killer who whispers to little children and then kills them, which sounds absolutely terrifying. I don't know about you guys, but serial killers scare the crap out of me. So this one definitely would scare me. I've heard mixed things about this book. I've heard it's not that scary to some people, and I've heard it was a little underwhelming. But I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing where my feelings lie with it. And I also really love this cover. The next challenge is to read a paranormal book, and I chose The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. And I haven't read The Broken Girls by this author, which I've heard is a really great ghost story with a historical element. I believe this one is also a ghost story with some type of history to it. And the cover alone really intrigued me. I can't really remember the premise, but I do know it's about a haunted hotel. And that sounds really intriguing, and I really can't wait to finally read a book by this author. The next challenge is to read a 2019 release, and I chose The Stranger Inside by Lisa Unger. I think this one came out in September, and it's about a woman who survived being kidnapped, I think, and her 2 friends ended up being murdered. I think that's kind of what it's about, and now it's years later, and her past is coming to haunt her, and that sounds really intriguing. And again, I haven't read this author, so I'm kind of curious if I'll like her writing style. The next challenge is to read a Backless title. So a book that was not published in 2019, and I chose our group read, which is The Secrets She Keeps by Michael Robotham, and this is one of his Backlist titles, and it is about 2 women who become friends, and they are both pregnant. I believe one of them like has it all, and the other one is more underprivileged, and she thinks now is her chance to kind of get an in with someone who has money because they're both pregnant and now they're friends. And we are having a live show to discuss this book on October 29th at 9 p.m. Eastern. So you guys should definitely read this with us and come and participate in our discussion. And if you've already read this in the past, definitely still join and bring your questions or any thoughts that you had about the book. We're super excited to read this together and discuss it. And the last challenge is to read a host recommendation. And since we have 2 co-hosts besides myself, I decided to choose a book from each of them. And the first book I'm reading is Last Summer by Carrie Lonsdale, which, oh my goodness, this cover is gorgeous. And this was recommended to me by Kendra, and I believe it's about a woman who has amnesia, which sounds really intriguing, so I can't wait to read it, and it's available on Kindle Unlimited. Then for Jackie's recommendation, I'm going to be reading The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn, and I was originally going to read this for Spookathon, but it just came in at my library, and I'll still have it during this readathon, so I figured it would be the perfect time to read it. And it's really short, so it should be really easy to read during a readathon, so I'm really excited to read both of the recommendations by my friends. So those are all the books I plan on reading during the Nightmareathon. I'd love to hear if you guys are going to participate with us, and if you plan on reading any of these books, or if you've read them in the past and enjoyed them. I will link all these books down below if you guys want to go check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.